Coming to the United States represents a pivotal moment in many lives, a journey often fueled by hope and the pursuit of a better future. It's a decision driven by diverse circumstances, each with its own unique story and set of challenges. It is often about two fundamental things: safety, the basic human need to live without fear and persecution. The desire for a secure environment is a powerful motivator for those seeking refuge on foreign soil, and the chance to work, to contribute to society, and to build a life of dignity and purpose. Asylum offers protection for those fleeing danger, providing a legal pathway to remain in the country for individuals facing persecution in their homeland. It's a lifeline for those with nowhere else to turn. While a work permit, an employment authorization document, or EAD, is a crucial piece of documentation. Unlocks the ability to support oneself, opening doors to financial independence and self-reliance. It allows individuals to provide for their families and integrate into their new communities. Without legal work, newcomers can't pay for housing, food, or support their families, creating a cycle of dependency and hardship. The inability to work legally can have devastating consequences on individuals and families. A work permit turns someone from a dependent relying on public assistance or the generosity of others into a contributor, paying taxes, filling labor shortages, and boosting the economy, allowing them to participate in the economy and build a stable life, free from the constant worry of financial insecurity. Asylum and work authorization are deeply connected. They represent two sides of the same coin for many individuals seeking a new beginning. Asylum seekers often wait years for a decision, navigating a complex legal process that can be both time-consuming and emotionally draining, and need to work in the meantime, not only to survive but also to maintain their dignity and contribute to their communities. The work permit is their bridge to self-sufficiency, offering a pathway to stability and independence. During this uncertain period, providing a sense of normalcy and purpose amidst the challenges of seeking asylum. Any changes to asylum or work permit rules or fees, no matter how small they may seem, have immediate, real-life impacts, rippling through families and communities. When fees rise, it can force families to choose, making impossible decisions that no one should have to face, between legal applications and basic needs like rent, groceries, and healthcare. This video will break down the recent changes to these fees, providing clarity and context to these important policy shifts. Who's affected and why the government made these adjustments, exploring the rationale behind these decisions and their potential consequences. Our goal: make these complex changes, which can often be confusing and overwhelming, clear and easy to understand, empowering you with the knowledge you need to navigate these issues. As we move further into 2025, significant changes are taking place in various sectors, and immigration is no exception. USCIS, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, has rolled out a major overhaul of immigration application fees, impacting a wide range of individuals and businesses. These adjustments reflect the agency's efforts to adapt to evolving needs and operational costs. This wasn't a minor update, it's a comprehensive restructuring that touches upon nearly every aspect of the immigration process. Dozens of forms, each with its own specific purpose and requirements, including those related to obtaining work permits and navigating the complex asylum-related processes, have seen changes in their associated fees. These adjustments can significantly affect individuals seeking to work or find refuge in the United States. For the first time in a significant policy shift, employers sponsoring foreign workers for employment in the U.S. must now pay a new asylum program fee designed to help offset the costs associated with the asylum system. This measure is aimed at shifting some of the financial burden of the asylum system onto businesses that benefit from employing foreign workers. The fee for Form 1-765, which is the application for a work permit or employment authorization document, EED, has also increased, adding to the overall cost for those seeking employment authorization. Furthermore, the application is now separate from other applications, requiring a distinct filing process. Previously, work permit fees were often bundled together with green card applications, simplifying the payment process. However, now, the majority of applicants are required to pay these fees separately, which can impact budgeting and financial planning. It's important to note that some groups, such as victims of trafficking and certain qualifying nonprofits, may still qualify for fee waivers or reductions, providing crucial relief to vulnerable populations. The biggest change for asylum seekers to be aware of is that, While the initial work permit application remains free for many eligible individuals, subsequent renewals of those work permits may now require a fee, potentially creating a financial burden for those seeking to maintain their legal status and employment authorization. These changes collectively create a new financial landscape that all stakeholders must navigate carefully. This affects not only individual applicants, but also their families and the employers who rely on foreign talent. Therefore, navigating these new rules and regulations is absolutely crucial in order to avoid potentially costly mistakes and delays in the immigration process. Understanding precisely who is responsible for paying what fees, and, equally important, understanding the specific deadlines and timelines for those payments is more important now than ever before to ensure compliance and avoid jeopardizing one's immigration status. So, let's take a closer look at the specific details of these changes and what they mean for you. The asylum program fee represents a major shift in how the U.S. immigration system is funded. It's a game changer for employers who rely on foreign talent, introducing a new financial consideration into their hiring processes. This fee is designed to directly support the asylum system, which has faced significant backlogs and resource constraints in recent years. Now, most companies filing Form I-129 for non-immigrant workers, or Form I-140 for immigrant workers to hire foreign workers, must pay this fee, adding a layer of complexity to the already intricate immigration procedures. This applies to a wide range of industries and job categories, impacting businesses of various sizes and sectors. $600 per petition for large employers, those with more than 50 employees. This represents a notable expense, especially for companies that frequently sponsor foreign workers. $300 for small ones, defined as those with 50 or fewer employees, offering some relief to smaller businesses with tighter budgets, and nonprofits are exempt. This exemption recognizes the vital role that nonprofit organizations play in society and their often limited financial resources. The fee directly funds the asylum system, providing a dedicated revenue stream to address its operational needs, aiming to reduce backlogs by hiring more staff, improving infrastructure, and streamlining the asylum process. The goal is to adjudicate cases more efficiently and provide timely decisions to asylum seekers. This marks a shift, a fundamental change in how the costs of the asylum system are distributed. Businesses benefiting from the immigration system, by hiring foreign workers and contributing to the economy, now help pay for its humanitarian side, creating a more direct link between economic immigration and humanitarian protection. Some business groups argue it's an unfair burden, potentially discouraging companies from hiring foreign workers and hindering economic growth. But the government hopes it will speed up asylum decisions, reducing processing times and providing greater certainty for asylum seekers and the communities that host them. Asylum seekers themselves don't pay this fee, ensuring that access to asylum is not contingent on financial resources. But they may benefit if processing times improve, allowing them to rebuild their lives and integrate into society more quickly. The effectiveness of this new funding approach remains to be seen, and its long-term impact on both the asylum system and the business community will need to be carefully evaluated. For now, it's a significant new cost for employers, a factor that will need to be considered in their hiring decisions and financial planning, and a potential boost for the asylum system, offering the promise of a more efficient and humane process for those seeking protection. The link between employment-based and humanitarian immigration has never been clearer, highlighting the interconnectedness of these two aspects of immigration policy. This policy could reshape how both systems are funded, potentially leading to a more sustainable and equitable approach to immigration management in the United States. The work permit application, Form I-756, saw key changes in 2025. The standard paper filing fee jumped to $520, but online applications are $470, a $50 savings for those who file digitally. This encourages online filing, but not everyone has easy internet access. For asylum seekers, the first work permit application remains free, a crucial support for those just arriving. However, renewals are no longer free. Each renewal now costs $520 on paper or $470 online. This is a major shift from the past, where renewals were often free. Asylum seekers waiting years for a decision now face recurring costs to keep working legally. For many, this new fee is a real financial challenge. The change affects not just asylum seekers, but anyone needing to renew their work permit. Planning for these costs is now essential. The new fees impact a wide range of people, immigrants, families, and employers. Anyone applying for a work permit, green card, or other benefits will likely pay more. Families are hit hard fees for work permits, and travel documents are now separate, adding thousands to the cost for a family of 4. Employers must budget for the new asylum program fee when hiring foreign workers. Nonprofits are exempt, and small businesses pay less, but most companies face higher costs. Asylum seekers must now pay for work permit renewals, a new recurring expense during long waits for case decisions. These changes touch nearly every corner of the immigration system. Careful budgeting and up-to-date information are more important than ever. The financial realities of immigration have shifted for everyone. Why did USCIS raise fees? The answer is simple: money. USCIS is almost entirely funded by application fees, not Congress. Rising costs and growing backlogs made the old fee schedule unsustainable. Without more revenue, processing times would get even longer. The new asylum program fee creates a direct funding stream for the costly asylum system, aiming to reduce backlogs. The government says the new structure is more equitable, with exemptions for vulnerable groups and nonprofits. Larger employers pay more, reflecting their greater use of the system. The goal: keep USCIS running, improve service, and balance financial needs with humanitarian values. Let's see how these changes hit a typical family of 4 applying for green cards. Under the old rules, their total application fees were about $3,780, with work permits and travel documents included. Now, each family member pays $1,440 for the main application, totaling $5,760. On top of that, each parent pays $260 for a work permit if filing online. The new total $6,280, an increase of $2,500. The discount for children is gone. Everyone pays the same. For many families, this extra cost is a major hurdle. The unbundling of fees means higher, separate payments for each benefit. Planning and saving for these costs is now a critical part of the immigration journey. The path to permanent residency just got more expensive. Now, let's look at a single asylum seeker, Maria. Her first work permit application is still free, even under the new rules. But when it's time to renew, she'll pay $470 online or $520 on paper. If her case takes 6 years, she'll pay this fee 3 times, almost $1,500 just to keep working. This is a new recurring expense for thousands of asylum seekers. For those in low-wage jobs, it's a real burden. The change highlights the importance of budgeting for every stage of the process. Even small increases add up over years of waiting. Staying informed and planning ahead is crucial. For Maria and many others, these fees are now part of the cost of seeking safety. Here's what matters most about the 2025 immigration fee changes. Most application fees, including work permits, went up, and many are now unbundled. Employers must pay a new asylum program fee when hiring foreign workers. Asylum seekers' first work permit is still free, but renewals now cost hundreds of dollars. Families face much higher costs for green cards with separate fees for each benefit. Using the wrong fee amount can get your application rejected. Always check the latest USCIS info. Budgeting for these new costs is essential for applicants, families, and employers. The immigration process is more expensive and complex than ever. Stay informed, plan ahead, and double-check every detail before you apply.